Hi, I'm Cameron Palmer, CEO and founder of Palmer Technologies. At Palmer Tech, we work to solve the problem of plastic waste by turning it into 3D printer filament. But what actually is 3D printing, and how does it work? 3D printing was first invented in the year 1981 in Japan by Hideo Kodama. The technology developed by Kodama would eventually become known as stereolithography 3D printing, or SLA for short. The first patent for SLA 3D printing, though, was actually awarded to the American Charles Hull in 1986, who later founded the company 3D Systems. In 1988, his company released the very first SLA 3D printer. A few years later, the patent for fused deposition modeling 3D printing was awarded to Scott Crump, co-founder of 3D printing company Stratasys. The kind of 3D printers we use at Palmer Technologies are FDM 3D printers, which stands for Fused Deposition Modeling. Another acronym for this is FFF, or Fused Filament Fabrication. Both FDM and FFF refer to the same kind of machine. While FDM machines used to be large and expensive, you can now buy a desktop one for about a few $100s. The main parts of a desktop FDM 3D printer include the filament, the extruder, the hot end nozzle, the 3 axes, the build plate, and the LCD screen, as well as the control knob. The 3D printer takes in the plastic filament at the top of its extruder. The extruder pushes the plastic filament into the heated nozzle. The plastic is then melted through the nozzle as the extrusion head moves in 2 different dimensions and draws a 2D layer. Once this 2D layer is complete, a 3rd axis moves the whole assembly up a small height. This process is repeated until a finished 3D printed object results. Now that we know how 3D printers work, let's see how they're used practically. Let's say I need a custom part for a project I'm working on. I'll start by creating a concept drawing of my idea. In this case, I need a new pick for my guitar, so I'm going to 3D print one. Now I need to take my concept drawing and design it using computer-aided design software, also known as CAD, or just CAD. After that, I'll export my model and put it into another program called the slicer. The slicer takes my model and slices it into layers that the 3D printer can understand. After the slicer's finished, we'll transfer the file onto an SD card and start up the printer. Now that I've got the printer running, it'll take about 5 or so minutes to complete. The print's all finished now, and I just used a little scraper to remove it from the build plate. And it looks pretty good. 3D printers can be really useful. If I can imagine it, I can 3D print it. This is great not only for designing guitar picks, but also for prototyping, creating replacement parts, and trying out custom designs, all without the expensive price tag of traditional manufacturing. Usually, these 3D printer filaments are made out of first-use virgin plastic. But at Palmer Tech, we're working on creating recycled filaments so that we can all print, recycle, and repeat, saving money and our environment. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to smash that like button.